Strength can be mastered. Strength can be guided, but its greatest power is revealed when it is shared. In this episode of Celestial Legends, Hercules learns that even the strongest hero cannot walk alone. As his trials continue, he discovers that true strength grows through trust, cooperation, and connection. This is Hercules and the 12 Labors, strength shared. By the time Hercules began his next trials, he no longer walked alone in spirit. Though his path was still his own, he carried new awareness with him, the understanding that strength does not exist in isolation. The world around him mattered. The people he protected mattered. Each step forward reminded him that even the mightiest hero is shaped by those he meets, those he listens to, and those he chooses to stand beside. The labor before him was not a single beast, but a challenge too vast for one pair of hands. Rivers had been neglected, land fouled by years of misuse and pride. Once, Hercules might have tried to force the task into submission through sheer effort. Instead, he paused and looked outward. He asked questions. He observed the land. And for the first time, he considered that the task might require more than his strength alone. As Hercules worked, others came near, watching, offering guidance, lending tools and ideas. He did not push them away. He did not insist on carrying the burden himself. Instead, he listened. Together, they redirected waters and restored balance to the land. The labor was completed not through dominance, but cooperation. Hercules felt a quiet warmth in this shared effort, realizing that strength grows when it invites others to stand alongside it. The next trial led Hercules into the wild, where fear had scattered both people and animals. The task demanded careful coordination, not force. Hercules moved slowly, allowing others to guide him through unfamiliar terrain. He followed when he once would have led. Trust replaced command. Step by step, the challenge unfolded, not as a test of power, but of patience and partnership. Strength, he learned, can lead best when it knows when to follow. There were moments when Hercules felt the old instinct rise, the urge to take control, to act alone, to finish the task quickly, but he resisted. He remembered how sharing the burden had lightened it. Each time he accepted help, the work felt steadier, more certain. Strength shared did not diminish him. It expanded him, weaving his efforts into something larger than any single triumph. In these labors, Hercules discovered a new kind of courage, the courage to ask, to listen, and to trust. He saw how different skills complemented his own, how wisdom often arrived through unexpected voices. Where once he believed strength meant standing above others, he now understood it could mean standing beside them. The labors were shaping him into more than a hero of legend. They were shaping him into a guardian of balance. As word of Hercules' deeds spread, people no longer spoke only of his might. They spoke of his fairness, his patience, and his willingness to share both effort and credit. This change surprised him. Praise no longer rested heavily on his shoulders. It flowed outward, touching all who had helped along the way. Strength, when shared, did not demand recognition. It created harmony, and Hercules felt lighter because of it. Some challenges tested not his muscles, but his willingness to wait while others acted. Hercules learned to trust timing beyond his control, understanding that rushing could undo careful work. In these moments, he practiced humility again, not as penance, but as respect. He was no longer proving himself, he was participating in something greater. Strength, he realized, could serve best when it honored the rhythm of many hands working together. There were setbacks, moments when plans faltered and doubt crept in. Yet Hercules did not retreat into solitude. He stayed present, steady, and open. When others stumbled, he offered support without taking over. When he faltered, others lifted him. This exchange strengthened them all. In sharing both success and struggle, Hercules found a deeper resilience, one that no single act of force could ever achieve. With each completed labor, Hercules felt his understanding deepen. Strength was no longer something he carried alone. It lived between people, in trust, cooperation, and shared purpose. He began to see how power, when divided wisely, multiplies rather than weakens. The world he moved through felt less heavy now, as though the burden of greatness had been replaced with the joy of belonging. As Hercules prepared for the trials still ahead, he reflected on how far he had come. He had learned to master strength, to guide it with patience, and now to share it freely. These lessons did not make the road easier, but they made it meaningful. He understood that redemption was not earned in isolation. It was built through connection, compassion, and the courage to let others walk beside him. And so Hercules continued his journey, no longer defined by strength